Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, where you are joining us today. This is Authentic Conversations presented by Transition Clarity. I am your host, Adele Bernard, and it is my pleasure to greet and have Iva Talacko from LifeWave, Get Well with Your Life, on the show. So welcome.
Thank you. Thank you for nice introduction and hello everybody. Um,
Okay, so we're just going to go through a little bit of your journey, like how you became an artist, then a certified health coach, working within the holistic stem cells. So just a little bit of background for our viewers. She's originally from Czechoslovakia, and her journey to America and how she ended up in Washington State and doing what she does. So tell us your journey.
okay, my journey started in former Czechoslovakia. Um, since I was always connected to nature and I love nature, and I wanted to be some in future working with animals. I was crazy about animals and nature, but I was also artist since I was could hold a pencil. And my mom saw it at me and she encouraged it. And my preschool teacher, and I went to public art school when I was 5 years old, and was involved with art since childhood. And this continued when I grew up. It continued into education. I chose to go to Prague, studied art, and became ceramic artist. I chose the clay art because it most captured me. And yeah, I after finishing school in Prague, I was 2 years working in old shop, traditional shop that was producing traditional mayolika that was had um, traditions in 16th century. And I was just making handmade pottery like you see in Italy, the maiolica that heavily painted. Uh, then there was traditional old shop with master and a few people. I was working there and getting experience with clay and decorating, and I wanted to be on my own, experience, express my own art. And I was living in communist country where you cannot have your own business. Um, um, the things weren't that harsh when under me, but my grandparents and my parents experienced really rough times, where people were killed and everything. They lost everything. My family, in past, the property was completely confiscated. My grandpa was tortured and never was same after that. Um, then that's what my family was experiencing. Um, I I was experiencing just heavy censoring and heavy kind of crash on personal freedom. And I didn't want to live like that. And I want to be free and travel. We couldn't travel. We were behind iron curtain.
Mhm.
Um, we were restricted where we can go. And I had passion for travel and seeing Italy and all the beautiful art everywhere. And you couldn't do it under the regime. And I just decided to leave. With my friend, and we are able to get a trip to Italy and Austria, which was very hard to get and very expensive. And it was a trip with young people in the bus with secret police that was watching us. And on the they took our passports that we cannot leave. And on the last night in Vienna, we got our passports back, and we just sneaked out. And there we were with suitcase, not speaking German. We find our way to a refugee camp, and I spent one year adventure and beautiful time in Austria. It's Austria is a beautiful country and has so much beauty and in architecture and nature. And over there, I met my ex-husband, and he was heading to US, and I wanted to stay in Europe, but he kind of took him some time, and I was decided to follow him to US. That's how I came to US. He was here first, and he had sponsored in Nebraska, and that family sponsored me too. And we started in Nebraska, which was culture shock for me, and I wanted to go back. And but I I got my first job in medical factory, but and met some made a really good friendship with father in Lincoln, which was I don't know how many miles now. I don't remember. We used to travel there on weekend, and I was making parts in his in his shop, and kind of working with clay, and I was working brought clay home and working making sculpting things at home, and that's how I started in US. After 2 years, we moved to Coeur d'Alene, and I got my own parasol, and I just started gradually my own business in 2000. No, 1992. I started my full-time ceramic business, and I was full-time ceramic artist, and I lived very happy life. We traveled a lot, and enjoying discovering US with our van camper, where we can go anywhere and through the mountains, and
Yeah.
we were just in awe of beauty of US, and and I was full-time artist and enjoying just being free and making finally my own art. And I gradually started to get into better and better shows and started to travel all of around most of the US. And in the year 2000, my marriage fell apart very painfully, and it was after my trip. I returned from my trip to visiting my family in Czech Republic now, and I was hiking in Czech Republic, and I was infected. I got tick on me. I got tick before, and I never got infected with anything, but this one showed really weird mark, and it was itching and aching, and it was checked. My sister and brothers are doctors, and fortunately it was checked there, and it came positive for Lyme disease. I got antibiotics with me to take home, and I didn't know anything that those antibiotics I got, it was too late. It was after 40 hours, and at the time the Lyme is already hiding out of the bloodstream, and antibiotics are not able to get that. But I didn't know anything about it. I came home, my marriage fell apart. I had different things on my mind, and I never thought about it. And I was in best I was in great shape. I always also, during where I was growing up, as I already mentioned, I was always connected to nature. I was we were using herbs home, and we grew them. That was like my grandma was using old traditional healing still, and we picked mushrooms in the nature. It was something kind of natural to me, and I was already kind of really connected and really interested in healing with nature.
Yeah.
And
Well, and what I know about the tick and the Lyme disease is the antibiotics actually spread it more because it says, "Oh, it's food. We'll keep eating it."
yeah,
That's a whole other conversation.
yeah, it's true. Because we are bombarded. Everybody's toxic today because it's everywhere. It's in the water. It's in the air. It's kind of our food is so toxic, then everybody's toxic. Even if you detoxify, you cannot detoxify. And if we wouldn't be toxic, the Lyme wouldn't be able to affect us. It's kind of all the parasites and all the bacteria. It's here to get rid of the dying and waste and the inside of us and toxic stuff. Then yeah, I get
Let's
infected
go
in
into that a little bit because
mhm.
with that Lyme disease, right? Your marriage is falling apart. You finally were doing your passion of the pottery and working with your clay in your hands. And
Yeah,
then the Lyme disease kind of took you out for a bit.
yeah, and and the trauma affect my immune system too. I lost
Mhm.
everything. We were building house on 30 acres. I was looking forward so much to live. We were building that house by ourselves for 10 years without loan. Uh, then I lost basically everything, all the everything. I kind of I lost my place to work. I lost everything, and I was actually homeless for a little bit. And my friend took me took me in. She just took me in. I was so depressed that I wasn't even to think straight. And at the time, I was dealing with Lyme disease, and that affected that too. Um, the depression and the stress. Um, that was big part. And I was at the time in best of my health. I was in great shape. I used to ski. I was swimming. I was hiking. I loved hiking, and I was in great shape. And um, living happy life, and everything crashed. Then, but as I
So
was,
how did you go from there to, sorry, I'm jumping the timeline a bit. How did you go from your friend taking you in to living on a boat?
that's far away. That happened much later. Yeah, I had very close friends in Coeur d'Alene, but we moved from Nebraska. We after 2 years living there, we moved to Coeur d'Alene because we loved mountains and water, and I made very close friends that were like my family.
Mm-hmm.
And when they were seeing what's going on, she basically moved me in her house. And I was living there for months, I think. And then I find out I was renting from uh, my friend mom. Her husband passed away, and she had full basement kind of furnished
Yeah.
like another unit. Then he wanted me there to be with his mom,
Yeah.
that she's not alone. Um, then friends helped me out kind of to get me out. Without them I wouldn't probably survive. Yeah. And but I started to have gradually um, uh, small kind of symptoms that were mysterious, and kind of I have even friends doctors, and they when I show them some stuff they were like puzzled. And I had some weird stuff going on, like weird sores like on my hand, and or fever with no anything, very high fever with no warning, nothing, just high fever, and then it disappeared after that, kind of very odd, and started to get really bad headaches and joint pain. And that was increasing, and it was so gradual that I didn't connect the dots. And
So is
2 years
that part of
after,
the Lyme, do you believe?
mhm, yeah,
Yeah. Okay.
yeah, it was big, yeah. And it after 2 years, I was able, from what I got after payment from property we had, I was able to make payment on the house, down payment on the house, and I bought the house by myself. And I wasn't aware then. I bought it between three solar towers. Like one was
Oh
like
no.
one block away. It was like in triangle from my house. And when I moved to my house, the symptoms started to increase.
Yeah.
And I didn't connect it with the towers, but I was started to awaking to it, and I started to connect that slowly with. I still didn't have Lyme disease, and in 2006 they put smart meter on my house, and I wasn't able to do anything about it. I noticed when they put that smart meter on my house, and I was already aware of what smart meter is,
Yeah. Yeah.
how bad is it. And when they put it on my house, it was next to my father's wall on outside wall, and above, we had bedroom above. Then when that happened, I I gradually became disabled. I had hard time. I was in constant pain, like severe pain, and doctors were looking for tumors in my head. I was diagnosed with fibromyalgia, the back degeneration, the arthritis, the rosacea. My face looked horrible, full of soreness and sores and redness. I was just in a really bad shape, and I would probably die in that house. Then we saw it. We still didn't know it's Lyme disease, and we
Well,
decided
but
to.
I just wanted to take a pause here because it's like this is one of the reasons I wanted you on the podcast for the fact like yes, you've had a crazy experience, but this is just getting people to be aware of their surroundings, of
Yeah,
their like you're moving to a new country. So of course, like just the soils can be different. You're gonna have different reactions to just like a carrot in Croatia is not a carrot in America or
yeah,
a carrot in Canada because our soils are different, our waters are different. And
yeah.
so and so it's just being aware of how intelligent our body is. And if
Mhm.
we actually listen to our body and let our mind be quiet, we
Yes,
can heal ourselves.
exactly, exactly. Our
Okay.
body talks to us every time, all the time, and people just shut it down with aspirin or something, some drug that shuts down that communication that is very important to listen to and act upon it right away to
Well, and
give.
I also want to bring in the fact like just because it's natural doesn't mean it's good either, right? Like
Yeah.
everyone says, "Oh, aloe vera, aloe vera." Well, okay, well, I'm highly allergic to aloe vera.
Wow, I never
But
met them.
arsenic is natural too, right? Like,
Yeah,
right? So I mean, like
yeah,
there's
but
good helpful mushrooms, and then there's the poisonous or psychedelic mushrooms. So
yeah,
it's it's knowing the knowledge of what you are taking in to
yeah, yeah, that's true. Yeah,
yeah.
the
So here you're in this house in the triangle of the vortex, and
and
you're
then
going, what's going on? Like,
yeah,
like you're supposed to be celebrating. You just bought this house on your own. You're coming out of this lump of like,
yeah,
divorcing, like very sick, and then you put yourself back in it. And you're like,
yeah,
what?
yeah. And in 2006, I met my current husband, and we got married in 2007, and we lived in my house. And when we were seeing what's happening, and we started to understand that frequencies do have something to do with
Mm-hmm.
it, and we couldn't remove the smart meter. I was trying to kind of we were trying legally to fight it, and we couldn't do anything. Uh, Now where I am now, when we moved from the house I'm living now,
Mm-hmm.
we immediately when we bought the house opt out of the smart meter. Uh, Now you can do it in Washington. In Idaho, I couldn't do anything about it. They trespass on my property without my knowledge, and just put smart meter on my house with
But
my
now you jumped the boat. It's really funny. so
yeah.
so
Then
moving from your house with the craziness, then you
yeah,
ended up on a boat, right?
yeah, we decided to sell the house in 2011. We
Yeah.
sold the
And
house.
so understanding the energy of water and how
Yeah,
the healing of it,
yeah, yeah,
like
yeah,
that
and away
started your
from
healing journey,
EMF,
right?
away of EMF and everything. And prior to that, prior also to that happened. I had some close friends. That friend that took me on it was one of them. My friends were dying of cancer. Like I lost like five friends in just few years. Her husband died. My close friend in Seattle died. And I was losing friend of cancer, and I was really upset about it. I was trying to help them and searching. I started to dig in the rabbit hole of the cancer, and then last one was my very close friend she used to live in Spokane. Um, she she escaped same year like I did. Her name was Eva. She was Czech, and she was born same year, and we were close friends. And she got cancer, and she loved her husband, and the moved to west near Bellingham, and she was healing her cancer naturally and on her own, which was crazy too because she was on her own, and she didn't make it. I was touch with her. I was getting ill, and she was experiencing that we were consulting what to do naturally, how to heal, and we were kind of working together, and we sold the house in 2011, and she came back, and she came back to to that area and lived with somebody who offered her to help her, and he was using her up. He was using her, and
Oh,
her she it was at the time that her cancer came back, and it got into her bones, and she was in extreme pain. She got broken back, and I decided to stay there with her. We sold the house, moved on the boat, and I came back to not to leave her by herself. And I it was a very traumatic time for me to witness this um, unbelievable suffering. And
but see, this is where I say, like, don't you realize that you are a bright light on this crazy earth?
yeah, I
Because you
always
keep surviving, you keep saying, like, whatever comes to you, you go, I'll heal myself. I'll.
actually I was twice in coma in my life, and I survived. I shouldn't be here a long time ago.
Mhm.
I feel like I am protected, and yeah, it's a long story too. It's I
Well,
don't know.
and I find we have similar journeys, right? Because when I was
Yeah,
young, like I was very, very sick, and I actually had a medical doctor say I was too stubborn to die, and I'm like, what?
yeah,
And like the only thing that hadn't stopped was my heart. So I'm
yeah,
like, well, then let's get me better, right?
yeah.
And so
I
when I
know.
think even in my own life, I'm like, well, obviously I'm here for a reason.
Yeah,
Obviously, I
it's
have
true.
great guidance to say, keep going,
Yeah,
shine
I
your
was
light.
I was in coma when I was 6 months old. I got something weird happened to me. I don't understand what happened. My mom told me about it. I don't remember it. And uh, I suspicious it was after vaccine, but I don't know. She never confirmed it
Well, they
because
didn't know
they
that.
they said mysterious infection that put
Right.
me in the coma, and I I miraculously came back, and doctors said my brain wasn't getting oxygen for a long time, and I won't be normal. Here I am. And I'm not normal because I see things differently than other people.
He's
I,
like,
I
normal's overrated. Let's be different.
and second time, when I was 15, I was making license for motorcycle, riding motorcycle, and when I was having my first uh, ride, I had a really bad accident. I'm dyslexic and I'm left-handed. I turned things up opposite, and I flew about 6 feet fence and end up on concrete, and woke up in hospital. I was in coma for a while too, and that was twice in my life. But back to I don't know where I end up with my friend. She came back, and I I I came back from this Olympia where we bought that boat.
Mhm.
Um, we sold the house, bought the boat, and we were moving in to the boat on Olympia, and I came back to stay with my friend, and I find the situation how abused she was in that where she was, and I couldn't find anything to help her. I didn't have a house anywhere to put her. Then we basically called hospice, and I stayed 3 weeks there with her till she passed, and I came with her ashes to back to the boat.
So this is hypothetical because we are not doctors, we are not medical professionals. How much do you think that abusive relationship enhanced the cancer?
It does. The cancer. I dig in the rabbit hole and I listen to the doctors and research. There is connection to suppress emotions, unresolved traumas. Uh, it's all together. Toxicity, diet, what we eat, what we put on the body, and in the body, on the body, water we drink, and our how we think, our um, people just overcome cancer with their mind. I kind of saw the testimonials about it, and
I've had that
stuff
too.
stuffed emotions and unresolved emotions, traumas, that all contribute to the cancer. It's something is out of balance in the body when cancer starts.
Well, and
Because a
even like
cancer,
some of the clients that I've had over the years, it's like the cancer shows up and whatever, like say breast cancer, and you go, well, okay, they've taken the cancer out, but the emotion of why it was there is still there. And
yeah,
until you deal with the emotion of why it started,
yeah,
it's going to show up somewhere else.
yeah. She had unresolved. Besides, how I believe her cancer started. She had. She was dental hygienist, and she was exposed to mercury on daily basis. She had a really hard, bad car accident and lost her teeth and had bridge in her mouth with a lot of really nasty stuff that was like is carcinogenic. And another thing, it was probably all played role. She had unresolved issue with her mom. She didn't believe her mom loved her, and she got breast cancer.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and
Which is lack of nutrients from maternal.
yeah, and we all have cancerous cells every day. We
Yeah.
all have cancer, but a healthy immune system, if we are in balance, and bodies has healthy immune system, um, it, it's not
Well,
problem. It
I'm gonna take that statement a step further because we have all dis-ease, which is because a disease in our
this
body, like
ease, yeah,
whether it's cancers, whether it's tumors,
Lyme.
whatever, right? Whatever it is, like yes, healthy eating, exercise definitely helps. Um, but I also take it one step further by saying if say your friend or whoever my clients were that had say breast cancer, if they had worked on the emotional component of not feeling loved, not having nourishment, not right, all of those components that felt that they weren't getting, I, and this is only me, my personal opinion, totally believe we could eradicate. But I believe on some level this is part of their soul's journey.
It's probably true.
It's part of the plan that like we don't know everyone's blueprint. We barely even know our own blueprint. Like every day I'm
Yeah,
going, okay, what's
yeah,
my blueprint saying? I can't remember, right? So we don't know what the blueprint is that has come
yeah,
in,
yeah, uh,
right?
yeah. I I believe that there is some agreement before we come here.
Yeah.
This-
Because like, like even the statistics say, well, between this date, this year and this year, you will go through menopause. This year and this year, you
Yeah,
will get cancer. But I've known kids to get breast cancer.
wow, that's
I've
unreal.
known women that like they're in their 80s get breast cancer, and you're going, Really? So yes, the statistics say X
Yeah,
to Y,
yeah,
but I'm saying we don't know, right? And so when you think about, like, I think about you in a way for this, like the Czechoslovakia, getting in the concentration, like getting out to the camps, coming in to America thinking you have a great new life. Well, no, you end up having to get divorced. You go, okay, well, I'm free of that. I'm going to buy myself a house. Well, then you go into the triangle, that, like, and I'm like, how much can one person take? And then you think, but you knew this blueprint. You knew you're a survivor,
mm,
right?
I
And then I think of you as the health coach now, and working in this life now. Uh, you take you take the humans that come to you. They're your clay. Yes, you
yeah,
still do your clay, but they're your clay, and you're helping them mold themselves into
mm,
the best version of them.
yeah,
Because you know the other side, you know the lack of freedom, you know that I've lost too many friends and this is ridiculous. And that's how I think about it too when I'm working with
yeah,
clients. It's like, I don't care what your issue is, let's release it so you can be the
yeah,
glorious son that you're meant to be able to shine the best you can be.
yes, yes,
And that's how I think of both of our lives, is that we didn't go through all this crap to stay quiet and not shine.
yeah. I have hard time to be quiet. That's why I'm not active health. That's one of the reason I'm not active health coach now. But when I saw my friend dying, I already knew a lot about healing. It was my other passion, and I started to dig in the cancer rabbit hole because of other friends also I lost. Then I I promised that I will do something about it.
Mm-hmm.
And I did too when we moved on the boat, and I was becoming really ill, and I couldn't do pottery anymore when we moved. I was disabled. uh, my joints, all the joints were, and nerves and everything. I was in so much pain. I couldn't sleep, and I moved on the boat. And when I was on the boat, I was still having my brain, and I did online certifications for health coaching with uh, integrative nutrition, and IIN, Institute of Integrative Nutrition, and Body Mind Institute. I followed David Wolf, was kind of somebody I followed, and some people like him. I followed for a long time. Then I got certified in raw food nutrition also.
Mm-hmm.
And when we moved on the boat, uh, in 2000, we moved there in 2011, and my condition was getting worse. And even I, I moved on the boat, my juicer, my Vitamix, dehydrator, um, and we got ozone machine, and we got actually later when we find it's still Lyme, when it's Lyme disease. Um, I became almost raw foodist for a while, and juicing and detoxifying. And I used to go to colonic therapist, that is my friend now, and she was suggesting if I do have Lyme disease, that she is having clients with same symptoms, and they have a Lyme disease. I said I completely was close to it till somebody else suggested, and I went to some chiropractor that did some energy diagnostic, and that confirmed that I still have Lyme disease.
Mm-hmm.
Then after I learned that it's Lyme disease, we started to research, and I was lucky that there was still all the information from light literate um, doctors that were healing successfully Lyme disease. You could then get their protocols, like Dr. Cleanheart and Dr. Codwell. I might mispronounce his last
Yep.
name. Those were, I think, because one Dr. Cleanheart is in Seattle, and the other doctor was in on East Coast. Plus, I started to listen all the summits and everything I could get to online and books. And I started to research, and I connected with people that healed their Lyme disease from the Lyme disease.
Did you ever follow Anthony William, the medical medium?
I I know about him. There was something didn't make completely sense to me. I didn't follow him, but I was already juicing, water fasting, using
he
herbs.
just
I
has a
was
different perspective, right? Because like all the stuff
yeah
he does is
yeah
pure channeled, and
yeah
because he just doesn't leave it at Lyme disease. He says it's MS, it's diabetes, it's Lyme, it's lupus, it's like I think there's 13 or 14 different things that are all Lyme together. Like you actually
yeah
got the tick bite to get the Lyme.
yeah. I got it confirmed from the
Yeah,
lab that
I know,
it's
I know, but I'm saying you're
borreliosis.
one out of a million.
Yeah.
The rest just gets
Yeah,
it.
I got actually his book. I got one of his book.
Mm-hmm.
I got lots of books about raw nutrition. I was so in raw food one time. I still love it. I didn't, and I love it mainly in summer when it's hot in here. Um, then when we when we learned it's the Lyme, we started to do everything we could find and all the protocols, and we got ozone generator, ionic detox. I was doing heavy detoxes, which put me in the Alzheimer reaction and almost killed me once. Um,
Well,
and
and that's something really important to get people to understand, right?
yeah,
As
the
much as
detoxing.
detoxes are good, if you do
Yeah,
too much, it wackadoodles your body.
yeah,
It says, "Whoa, what are you doing?"
yeah. Especially if you have cancer or Lyme disease, because it produces so much toxins in your body, and it's so toxic that if you rapidly detox, it goes into your system and
Yeah,
makes you very sick.
yeah. That you actually
I
think you wish you were dying.
yeah, I actually turned yellow, but I was so close to the doctors because what I experienced, I lost complete trust in doctors, and we were dealing with everything by by ourselves. I believe some doctors I knew they are good kind of, but I didn't have access to them. But the regular doctors I have access to, I wouldn't we wouldn't go to it. And I was many times it was like emergency situation and we stayed home, but I survived.
So
It was
how with all of this, right? So now you have a new husband. He's like, okay, that's not who I married, but obviously he stuck by you, so that's awesome. Um, what was he going through as he's watching his new bride just like deteriorate in front of him?
yeah, it was sometimes hard for him. He was very supportive. He was doing everything to help me,
Mhm.
and he was encouraging me
Well,
to,
obviously, like,
because there were such a dark time sometimes that I couldn't see light of the tunnel, because it was like when I was healing myself, it was like three step back, forward, and one step or two steps back, and
yeah,
I kept diary then that I could see the progress. Nice to me too. I connected with some people. They healed themselves also, and I was connected with them through phone and online. Um, yeah, then
and that's
he
very
was very
important too,
supportive,
right?
and he
Like,
was supporting me financially. He was working and making decent money, and he was supporting me financially. And yeah, I married Angel.
yeah. Well, he sounds wonderful, and that I mean that's important too. Is having that support network. Um, because yeah, like the dark days are dark, and when
Yeah,
you don't have that like supportive network, you're just going like, why am I trying to push through and get better?
yeah,
For what?
yeah. It
Right?
was very isolating time too. I miss my close friends from Idaho when we moved, and I didn't have anybody. I didn't know anybody. I met some friends, but I never really connected with anybody much. And I was trying to go as a health coach to networking, and people didn't have any. I have tendency to put smile all the time, even regardless how I'm feeling, and people didn't have any idea how I'm feeling. That I have like horrible headache and pain in all over my body, sitting there, and I just was going there for social more than business because I was missing people so
Yeah.
much. It was so isolating. And even I
You're
was in
talking to the
pain. I was
choir.
smiling because I was so happy to be close to
Seen.
the people,
Yeah.
but I didn't really uh, connect with anybody on deeper level uh,
Yeah.
in
Well,
Olympia.
and that's the thing though, right? Is you're blessed to have like say three close friends in your lifetime,
Yeah,
right?
yeah,
And
yeah,
it's crazy,
yeah,
considering how many years we spend on this earth and we only have three really close friends.
yeah, yeah, yeah. I miss them. I'm on the phone with them, but one is really, really busy. She has business and she works nonstop, and I don't have too much opportunity to talk to her. And I wasn't able to go back recently for a while,
Hmm.
and I miss them. They are like my family.
Hmm. Yeah, but
But
then there again, right? Like business is great, but if you don't keep the people that are close to you close, what do you have?
yeah,
Right?
yeah,
Then you're an empty shell, right? So
yeah,
it's
Con-
finding that balance of
yeah,
you know making your living, making your life.
yeah,
Like having the job to make the income, but it's important to have the life. Like
yeah, yeah,
you're working to support the life, not the life supporting
yeah.
the work.
I, yeah, that's true. I cannot do anything what doesn't what doesn't I wouldn't be able to work somewhere just to make money. I have to it has to have something what gives to people kind of something positive.
Hmm.
If there is something negative or I actually work when I was supporting myself. I had hard time to support myself as an artist. I was working 8 years as a dental technician, and I worked with porcelain and zirconium, but I couldn't see what it, it was disturbing uh, industry, but they are not concerned what they are putting in people's mouths, that it's highly carcinogen metals. Um, and people don't know, they are not educated. When I got my first crown, I don't have too many of them, but it was metal and porcelain. I wanted white crown, and I didn't have then idea that there is carcinogenic metal underneath. I got it all removed. I used to have 16 mercury fillings in my mouth, and I got them gradually all removed. And before I learned it has to be removed with certain protocol. It was harming me too because I was releasing more mercury into my system and
Well,
was already,
and I know of a person who actually got brain damage.
yeah,
They took him out too fast. They didn't do it
yeah,
gently, and yeah, he kind of
yeah,
like he actually blacked out for like 3 days. He had no idea what was going on.
yeah. There is a good video that people can, I don't know if you can still find it on YouTube. It's called Smoking Tooth. And it's extracted tooth, and there is a green screen behind, and they
Mhm.
are brushing that tooth kind of or stimulating it with heat or brushing, and you can see the smoke coming of mercury from it. Then that's what happening with in our mouth when we have mercury in the mouth.
Well, every
And
time you
it goes
chew,
in the brain, and it causes cancer. It's such a it's yeah, it's not good.
I had all mine
Having
out long, long time ago.
yeah, yeah. Then
And in between getting them out, I was doing chelation therapy in
yeah,
between.
yeah. I used to take MMS. We still have it home. I used to take it every day. Chlorine dioxide. The Jim Humble. Um, It's a oxidation therapy, and it detoxifies that. It detoxifies all the heavy metals. It goes into the brain, and even it detoxifies from all body, but it's oxidation therapy. Chlorine dioxide, it's very effective for everything. Um, but you have to be also careful because it could cause Alzheimer reaction. It needs to be start very slowly and add up. Yeah, then that's what I was doing through my healing. I was doing all kinds of stuff on the boat, chlorine dioxide, medicinal mushrooms, uh, essential oils, uh, herbs, tinctures,
Well,
and all
and
kinds of.
there's that doctor out of New Zealand that I've been following for like just recently. I just found her, and she says the only thing you need is castor oil and cayenne pepper,
Yeah, I
right?
used to do castor oil packs on my liver because my liver was compromised, kind of. It had a hard time. It was hard on my liver. I used to do liver flush, Dr. Morris, liver flush, uh, Dr. No, what's his name? His last name is Morris. I don't think he's doctor. Um, I forgot his first name. We got 2 books from him, and there is protocol how to do liver flush. Then we were doing it once a month, how he suggested for
I
one
know, but
year.
even taking a bottle of milk thistle
Yeah,
every
I
once in
was
a while.
using milk thistle.
You don't even have to do the whole flush. Just throw some milk thistle in once in a while and help it flush. But so let's just get move on to where you are now and how you got into the stem cell.
Yeah, that's
Because obviously you have the life that would make sense that you go into
yeah.
something that's going
It
to help
was
regenerate.
4 intensive years on the boat. I got better. It wasn't that acute, but I ended up with I was partially walking with cane. I had hard time to walk. I still couldn't sleep and still living with pain. It wasn't that severe like it used to, but I had lots of problems still, and my joints were biggest problem, and still my skin problem, nerve pain, and couldn't sleep. My energy was low, and in 2018 we moved into this house. We moved off the boat on the ground, and in 2019 my mom ended up in hospital, and I was afraid I'm losing her, and I rushed to Czech Republic. And I'm also sensitive to I got very sensitive to frequencies. They can trigger pain in like a whole body pain. And when I traveled to Czech Republic, I noticed that the place I'm from, there is way more towers on every house. I don't know if they put 5G everywhere. I never seen it before. I go there.
Well,
I
no,
used
because
to
they were
go
able
there.
to open up and have a bit of freedom, right? They weren't
Yeah,
allowed to have freedom before. They weren't allowed to have it.
yeah. I know it. It just they changed the tactic.
Hmm.
I could see. I see it now. I didn't see it then. I see. I started to wake up to it. Um, yeah. Those frequencies probably and stress I had with my parents, they triggered Limeback or something. I got very ill there, and there was like almost, I was there for for a month, and there was like week I couldn't get out of the house. I was in so much pain and I couldn't walk. I was using my dad's cane to walk for a while, and it was concerned how I will get back. Somehow I was able to get back. My brother helped me with some stuff, and I just was able to get back. Um, Even it was difficult on the airport, those long
Yeah.
distances. It was I was concerned that I will miss the
Book
plane.
book a wheelchair.
Yeah, yeah. I I never. Yeah,
Well, because we're younger, right? We don't think about it. And now, like, because I
yeah,
remember years ago before my uncle passed, he had ALS. And man's like, I don't know what I'm gonna do. Like, because they would fly to Arizona and stuff. And I
Yeah.
said, book a wheelchair. He's not going to go for that. And I go, curbside service. And she's like,
Yeah, I know.
right.
I
So
know
she quietly did it, and he didn't argue because
I
she
should
can't
do
handle the
that.
luggage and help him. And
I didn't think about it, but that's what I should do because it was really uh, yeah, and really hard. And I made it home, and I was 3 weeks past that. It's usually like they are 9 hours ahead, and it takes time to adjust the time. But it was 3 weeks after. I still couldn't sleep. I was sleeping like 1 2 hours a night, and the pain was still so extreme, and my knees were worse. My knees were killing me, and they were
because
swollen.
you're full of all that other toxicity, right? That you're not used to.
Yeah, and at this time, friend contacted me if I would like to try something, and it was my friend from Coeur d'Alene. I knew, and I was open to, and I like to look at the things, and I research everything. I like to find kind of learn about things, and I was open to it, and we got it, and it was just patches I never be without. I started to use it, and I felt immediate relief, pain relief next day, and I slept best ever. And I couldn't sleep for years normal. With Lyme, I had sleep problem for years,
Yeah.
and I had energy, and gradually it was getting better and better. I felt better and better, and my knees were getting better, and other things I still had problems. And I what happened after 3 months, I felt like I got new knees.
Well,
And it
and
was still
just
improving. Hmm?
just to let the people who are watching, you have the patch on.
Yeah,
So
yeah,
that little patch is all she's talking about. That's
it's a
helping.
little band-aid, but the band-aid, the little band-aid is patented technology that
Yeah.
gave me my life back. I I I I live now in beautiful nature by a Hood Canal that 3 blocks from water, and 10 minutes to mountains to hike, and I couldn't hike. I was using cane to walk. We have our properties on the hill, and I had difficulty to walk it. Um, and I can do I can walk again. I can hike again. I sleep best ever. I sleep at night. I have energy. And last year in December we finished my ceramic studio, and I can make pots again on Parisville and work with clay. Uh, and I have a garden again. We got big garden. I couldn't do anything. My husband was cleaning house. He was doing everything. I couldn't do anything before we moved.
So
I was
he's probably more happy that you're better than you are.
yeah, yeah, he's enjoying it, and I
He
cooking
says,
him
"Oh, I finally
meals
get to put
again.
my feet up for 5 minutes."
Yeah, I think he suffered more than I did. Mm,
Yeah, but
because
kudos to him because like some partners can't do it.
yeah, yeah,
Like
I know
they can't see
they
their partner
they
in
would
pain
leave.
and don't know how to do it, like how to help, right? And
Yeah,
so yeah, like you said, like he's an angel, and
yeah, he is, and he came to my life at the time when I started to go down,
yeah,
um, health wise.
yeah,
Yeah, that's yeah, he's my angel,
yeah.
and I'm well now, and I'm taking care of him.
Well, and that's what a partnership is, right? It's not
Yeah,
about the traveling and the fancy
yeah,
dinners and whatever. It's about the day to day. Can you make dinner? Because I can't, right? Like, you know,
yeah,
I'm gonna take a longer bath today because I'm able to. Yeah.
yeah. Then this technology has embedded crystal, nanocrystal that is made in lab with certain frequency. And it's a form of light therapy. That crystal traps light we emit infrared light, and the frequency signaling body to awaken our own sleepy. As we
Cells.
aging, our stem cells are becoming dormant.
Mm-hmm.
Then this signaling body to awaken our own stem cells and creating new ones. And that's basically triggered my body into repair mode. And I see it's gradual. It's not any fast fix, and it's with kind of I'm using it since 2019, and I'm just getting better. And I feel it in my mood. Feel it in my everyday. It's just, and I don't live with any pain anymore.
And your smile's there because it's there, not because you're trying to go, oh, I get to see people. It's an inward out
Yeah,
smile rather than an outward in smile.
yeah. It's kind of that smile. It's kind of comes so natural. I smile even when I'm in pain. I don't know why. It
Well,
just
no,
comes
but
naturally.
I think before your smile was, I'm gonna hide the pain. I'm not gonna let people in because they're not gonna want to hear about the pain anyways, right? Because when people ask you how you are, they really don't care what you say,
Mhm.
right? It's just being polite. And now you're saying my smile's here because my inner is glowing, and I just want everyone to see that I have, I'm sharing life. And I think
Yeah,
that's the biggest thing that we can take out of this conversation is that, yeah, like we all have our trials and our tribulations, and it's how we move through them,
yeah.
right? And I realize too, like with other people that have moved from back in different places, like Korea and whatever, like when they come to America or Canada, they do smile more
Hmm.
because they've had to work harder to get the little joys,
Hmm.
right?
Yeah.
Where and I know America can like, well, both of our countries, like the US and Canada, we both can take for granted what we just have,
Hmm.
right? And so that's why I think it's like, for me, I love finding the people coming to my country because it's like, what's your story? Where have you come from? What have you learned along your journey?
Yeah.
Because we're all here to learn from each other and with each other to grow a better, more
Yeah.
sustainable
And
community.
it takes good attitude, not to give up, have open mind, and 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 enjoy small things in their life and not take for granted anything. Because when I got really ill, I couldn't dress myself. I lost so much from my when you lose health, and you lose things that you don't even think about and you cannot do anymore, and you don't think you would miss them or would impact you.
Or how many people don't wear lace up shoes anymore because they can't bend down to tie them,
Yeah, yeah,
right?
yeah,
And so, like, even I was even going, oh, I just want some slip on shoes. I'm like, no, you don't bend over and tie your shoes. Right? Because it's like you take for granted, like, well, I can bend down, so I'm going to keep doing it because it's also core training, it's also strength training, it's also mobility, it's also
yes,
not.
moving is
If
so
you bend
important.
over, do you get
Yeah,
busy coming up? Right? It's all those little signs that we miss along the way and went, how did I get this way?
yeah, and how to get out of it.
Yeah,
And
and
there is always way to get out of it. I believe since you are, if you are still alive, you can turn it around. There is way. Our body is so powerful. It just needs to get what it needs and kind of detoxify what got you there.
well, and
Yeah,
it's not waiting till it's like a broken bone.
yeah,
It's waiting, or it's noticing, like, why do I got to twitch? What's this twitch about? What's my body trying to indicate to me, like that, the muscles kind of triggering, right? And or like, and even for me, like, I mean, I don't buy anything, right, without muscle testing it, because one day I can
I
eat
do
it
too. I have
and one day I can't.
pendulum. I
I
have
don't even worry about the
pendulum,
pendulum, I just use my
and
feet.
I we do muscle testing with my husband.
Yeah, like I'll be in the grocery store, pick up an
Yeah,
apple,
we
and
do
I
it too.
muscle test it. Nope. Muscle test the next apple. Yep. And I'm telling you, like there'll be all these beautiful fruits or vegetables, or whatever. One I pick up, can't touch it. Another one I pick up, I can eat it. Another one, and they're all
Yeah,
together.
I do it too with my husband. We must check in the store too,
Mhm.
like arm, and
Oh, you do the arm?
we do the
Oh,
arm. I cannot. This
no, I
doesn't
just
work
do
for
this,
me. Yeah,
right?
yeah. I kind of this works best for me if I have husband around.
Yeah, but I'm saying like once you get used to it, but then I was noticing the other day that I was relying on the muscle testing rather than following my intuition. My gut
Yeah,
had said no, and I'm like, oh, I better check that with my muscle testing. And I was like, you do. You don't
yeah,
you don't check your gut response. Your gut response always right. But
yeah.
so we're coming up to I think the top of the hour. I don't know when we started, but anyways, if we went long, it's it's all good
Mhm.
conversation. What do you want the listeners to know regarding understanding where they are in their own health journey, and that um, whether they call you or like contact anyone to get help, support? What do you want to say to wrap it up?
Uh, I would advise everybody not to give up. Keep the hope. Keep seeing the light in the tunnel, even even it could be so dark. There is always light, and continue doing and researching and the um I get it blank. Um, yeah, not to give up and have open mind. That's what I wanted to say. Open mind to check other things and look other options. Not to be rigid and or fix on one thing. Uh, be open to look at things. That's how I find this technology, and it gave me my life back, and I never be without it. My husband is using it, and I'm using it on my animals,
Mhm.
and
Well, and I think that's the biggest thing is that is with the not giving up, like to keep going, to keep researching, because we don't know what we don't know, right?
yeah,
And tomorrow we might find a rabbit hole that is like
yeah,
the holy grail of what we've gone
yeah,
through,
yeah,
right?
yeah. I'm not currently active as a health coach. I kind of became inactive like around 2000. It kind of gradually uh trickled down, and but I still have website. I have resources there. I have really good recipes there. And my website, health coaching website, is ivatalacko.com, my name. And to learn about this technology, good website where there is nothing for sale and it's not linked to anybody, just to learn about it. Uh, good good website is startx39now.com.
Yeah. We'll put that in the show notes.
Mm-hmm.
And it's been a wonderful pleasure having
Thank
you
you.
on
It was
board.
so nice to meet you again.
Yeah.
I like to meet you like on personally again sometimes.
Well, you never know.
Yeah,
You might travel here and I might travel there. We're
yeah.
actually not that far. So,
I used to be
so
close
again,
in Idaho.
once again, it's Authentic Conversations presented by Transition Clarity. I'm your host, Michelle Bernard, our guest.